today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our small contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today we're back inside of our setup module, and we're still going over loops. Now, recall yesterday we started the while loops, and today we're going to go over a different aspect of the loops, but we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. So notice that we used the while keyword to define the loop for the condition in this example. You can see our while keyword here. Also notice that we had to start with a value for my number. You can see here my number equals 0, and we had to increment over it by 1 after every iteration. Otherwise, the loop would run indefinitely and never stop. So you can see here my number plus equals 1 is going to increment the number after every iteration, or after every time it's printed, it's going to get added by 1. Otherwise, it'll just keep printing 0, 0, 0 indefinitely, because 0 is always going to be less than 10. Now, this is because the condition my number less than 10 will always be true if we don't increment it by 1, or increment my number, like I just said. So that's why we have the my number plus equals 1. So we're going to start with 0. We're going to print that out, and then we're going to add 1 to it, print that number out, which will be 1. We're going to add 1 to that, print that number, which will be 2, as you saw yesterday, until we got to 9. Now let's look at a for loop in Python, which is used to iterate over a sequence of values like this. So you can see we have my list equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our list. We're going to say for I in range of length of my list, we're going to print my list I. So what this saying is for the entire distance or the entire length. You can see here length of my list. So we're going to go after every iteration, or after every value in this list, we want to include in the printing, but we're going to print it one by one by saying for I. I is just like in an index, so we're going to count every index as 1. Instead of looking at the whole list as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to say 1, print that. We're going to look at the next index, it's going to be a 2, we're going to print that. Look at the next index, which is a 3, and we're going to print that, so on and so forth. But I can bring you over here to our example folder and show you exactly what it looks like when we run it. So we bring it over here, get it everything queued up. Let's get it run. And as you can see, here's our printed index here of my list: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, instead of just saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way across, reading the list as 1, like I said, the I indexed over every location and printed that location by itself. And then we started a new iteration with the next index, which would have been 2. You can see here 2, 2. We started a new iteration. 3 would have been the next in line, so we have 3 here, and so on and so forth. So however long this list would have been, we would have printed every iteration, because we're saying for I in range. Range is like a distance or a measurement. So we're saying for the range or the distance of the entire length of my list, we want to print out every location on its own line, start a new line, and print out the next index or the next iteration of that list. And that's what that looks like there. So we're going to leave it there for now. Tomorrow we're going to pick back up. I think we're still doing loops. I'm not sure, but we'll check back tomorrow. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.